Okay, Tilt-A-Whirl is kind of a chaotic ride, but one thing you can do here is you can actually look at the centripetal acceleration of these things as they whip around. The trick, though, is measuring this. I don't think we have a measurement of this distance, but again, you can figure out the centripetal acceleration with 4 pi squared r over t squared. You may have measured it, right? So this is, you could calculate it, right? 2, you could have measured it. 3, we actually have data for this. So if you go to Oaks Park, right, and you look at the Tilt-A-Whirl, I don't have a measurement on this thing, but if you look in here, we actually have this lateral acceleration on there, right? So I'm going to save that link as, save it in downloads. I don't think so. How about, this thing's amazingly unclever. There we go. So there we go, there's some of our data. We can click on this thing and graph options, turn off all these things. I just want to look at the points. And then this looks to be our acceleration, or lateral acceleration. So ultimately, there's 2 different lateral accelerations that you could get off of that. But if I let's zoom in on this thing. This is a control click or a right click, zoom the graph in. Right, so we can grab a chunk of this stuff, right? And we could analyze that. We could do statistics, right? And the average is about 1.175 of lateral G's, right? That could be the average of, and there's 2 different things, right? There's an acceleration around this wheel here, right? And that would, you could figure that out, right? And then there's also the spinning of the carts. I imagine that average that we just saw is the actual, just the ride itself, the big wheel like that, right? So again, that would be 4 pi squared r over t squared, right? And that would be the period for the whole time around, right? You could figure that out, right? And then figure out the, we just averaged it from that data thing, right? And then you could maybe have measured it, although I don't think so, right? But anyway, just some ideas.